Doctor. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of The Kim Jacobs Show. Be sure to subscribe to The Kim Jacobs Show right on YouTube. Turn on your notification bell to all so you never miss a beat. And guess what? Every time you watch, you're going to receive a real relevant and relatable guest that's going to share with you a piece of the puzzle on this journey called life that will help you be able to manage just a little bit smoother. At the end of the day, the Kim Jacobs Show goal is to be able to provide balance to the world, one household at a time.
Kim Jacobs Show. You're watching Kim Jacobs Show.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of the Kim Jacobs Show. We are so excited to have our panel of experts here on what is it called, everybody? Freestyle Friday. Yes, Freestyle Friday. We're here with experts from different walks of life, and we're going to be talking with each of these panelists to share their expert advice and tips with you today. So everyone go grab your virtual seats and make sure that you go ahead and share the broadcast. Time you get in your seat, share the broadcast and let everyone you know be invited to participate, whether you know them, don't know them. If they following you on some kind of social media, just make sure that they're included. So today we have Phil Walters. Wave at everybody, Phil.
Yay.
Hey, Phil. All right, we have Anisha Bradshaw. Hey, Anisha.
Hey.
Athena Robertson.
Hey.
And you know she's a sunshine expert over there. Okay, we have today. Now, y'all, if we miss Sean Hall, she used to come on a whole lot, right? Sean Hall, right? She is my bestie, and I'm so excited to have her here today. Welcome, Sean.
Thank you.
Whoop, whoop. All right, everybody. So we're going to go ahead and get started right away so we don't miss a moment. I know that we got a lot going on, but I think that with the weather getting ready to take a turn with all these winter storms and things, we might need to start today's episode off with a little bit of sunshine. What do y'all think about that?
All right.
Absolutely.
All right. So right after this commercial break, we're going to be popping things right off with Athena Robertson, our sunshine expert, right after this commercial break.
I'm attorney Kenneth D. Snow, and at the Snow Legal Group, justice is our job.
For more than 20 years, Attorney Snow has been fighting for justice and winning cases in the Carolinas by providing aggressive representation in criminal defense, domestic violence, family law, serious injury, and wrongful death. If you've been injured or lost a loved one in an accident, including tractor trailer or rideshare, you need the Snow Legal Group by your side, fighting for justice and fighting for you. Visit snowlegal.com. Call 704-358-0026 for a free virtual consultation. Located at 6827 Fairview Road, Suite D in South Park.
All right, everybody, we are back, and we're going to kick this thing off with our own sunshine expert, Notary Express Public Service Guru, and over at CPCC. And she's wearing a lot of different hats, by the way. She's also a mother, and I want to just go ahead and welcome our own Athena Robertson.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. It's good to see Sean. I ain't seen her like forever. Miss her. Good morning, Mr. Phil. And also, good morning, Miss Bradshaw. How are you?
Good morning. Loving the energy.
Thank you. And to everybody that's watching the Kim Jacobs Show, first giving honor to God and then just thanking Kim always. We are in this New Year's season. So if you missed last week I was talking about new light, new grace, new wind, and winning in those areas. Winning when we shining our lights bright, winning when we walking in grace, winning in a fresh breath of wind. We can all use a fresh breath of wind. The seasons are changing. So over this COVID, y'all. Over it. But by God's grace and mercy, we are all standing still and pressing forward. And so today, what I was going to touch on, talking about the fresh wind and how are you winning in your new wind. And so I'm super excited because I've been all week. I've been catching a whole lot of wind. I'm talking about cold wind, hot wind, calm when even fear tried to creep in, not having it. The devil is a lie. We don't operate in fear, but of a power, love, and a sound mind. And so I truly thank God for today. And so in your new win, how are you winning in a new? What does it look like?
That's a
When
good
you
question. Listen, in the virtual studio audience, you are hearing her ask this question. So make sure you type in the comments, how are you winning in your new win? In this fresh new win, how are you winning? Type it in, type your answers.
how are you winning in a new win? What does that look like? Whether you are set out to conquer your dreams, write a book, make plans, build goals to those plans. What does it look like? And everybody journey is different, as we all know, but we are only 14 days in the new year. So we have a whole bunch of time to build, to grow, to develop as you move along in your journey. And so for me this week, just bouncing back with work, with children, um, health, staying fit, staying well, because again, in this COVID season, there's so much going on. It could go from a simple cold to somebody getting sick. Gracefully, hopefully, everybody's healing, everybody's being strengthened. For all of us that are in this pandemic and have been sick one time or another, hopefully, everybody's able to just bounce their body back and
Yeah.
move forward. But let's remember to take care of us. Self care is so important. Can't nobody take care of you like you can.
No.
Self-care is so important. Us women, we wear a lot of hats. I know Sean wear a lot of hats. I know Miss Bradshaw, the credit expert. I know she got a lot of hats. Kim, daily. Mr. Phil, daily. We wear a lot of hats and we have a lot of things to do, but we have to remember to take care of us in the process. That is so key important. If you tired, please take care of yourself. If you just need to breathe,
That's right.
it's okay to pause, think about it, get silent a little bit so you can revamp, refresh, and come back full effect. Because if you don't, we cannot expect to move on to the next part of our journey if we ain't fully recovered from the first part of our journey.
I agree.
So in winning, what I learned in this fresh new winning season with this fresh win that you get, and sometimes it's okay to be held accountable. Hold a friend accountable, spouse accountable, family accountable, and let your spirit be fed, but also not only your spirit, but all areas of your life. That's
Right.
physically, mentally, emotionally, mentally, and socially. Please make sure you're taking care of all these areas. And if you see somebody that need help, please give them a little push. I promise you they're going to appreciate it.
Well,
So
I have a question because I
go
know
ahead.
we're technically like we on a show, so I'm still technically the host for a second, right? So let me just find out you and some of the things that you've already shared as some tips and just taking care of ourselves physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. What are some things that you do to take care of yourself? Because you're the expert that you're talking about these particular things today. And anybody on the panel, what are just some things that we all do to try to take care of ourselves? Physically, emotionally, spiritually. I know one thing I do, so I'm not just putting you on the spot, is I try to make sure I get the proper rest. Without the proper rest for me, I would be all over the place. So it's so important for me to make sure that I go to bed at some reasonable time. And there are some times that I go to bed much later, but I make up for it some kind of way, whether it's a quick nap or 10-minute, 20-minute, 30-minute power nap during that next day. So that's just something that I do. What about any of you all?
Oh, I know for me, what I have been practicing is learning how to say no unapologetically. And that was a hard thing to do. I remember my mom did it. So now I am, in a couple of weeks, I'll be 35. So I remember my mom at the age telling people, no, I'm like, Mom, you're changing. I don't know. Are you mean? All these different things, because she was so used to saying yes. And I had to have a conversation with my mom just a couple of weeks ago. I was like, I understand now why you did that. You had to do it for you, because with us wearing so many hats, like Athena said, you end up saying yes to a lot of different things and then you're wore out. And so my theme for 2022, I don't really do a New Year's resolution, but my theme for 2022 is just to have expansion without exhaustion. I don't want to be exhausted this year. And last year I was just extremely exhausted trying to play the evangelist, the PK kid, the wife, the mom, the credit specialist, running doing everything. And I'm like, wait, I'm going to learn to say no. And no, I'm not going to get up at the crack of dawn to help somebody do something else right now. No, I'm not going to stay up to get this done. I'm going to get done what I can in the hours that I have. So that's been my thing. And it has been so great for not just my physical health, but my mental health as well. So
that's good. Anybody else?
Yeah. For me, it's slow down and enjoy the journey.
Slow down
and enjoy the journey, because I can get so next thing, next chapter, next problem solving, next adventure. And I'm so, and look, y'all, being physically blind, I don't need to be moving too quick. I have bumped into a couple of walls.
And you're a comedian, huh?
Oh, wow. My wife says keep my day job. So, but and I made a pledge that I was, like you said, not a resolution, but a pledge, because I want it to be life changing, to slow down. And when I'm in the moment, I've actually, y'all, I got to tell the truth. I've actually been in the moment. I've actually been performing in the past. And while I'm performing, while I'm singing, I'm thinking about the next thing I got to do. How crazy is that?
Wow.
I prayed about it, and went to God with it. And it was just, he had my wife say it to me. My niece came over one day and goes, Uncle Phil be moving, boy. And I said, wow. So slow down and enjoy the journey. Enjoy the journey. And the journey may not always be roses every day, but there's something to be learned each and every step of the way. So that's kind of my message and where I'm at right now, is just slow down and enjoy the journey. Amen.
All right. And anybody, you all can all chime in, or if you don't want to, you don't have to. It's all good. This is all good. What any other tips you have, Athena? We're going to keep it moving.
That is it. That's wrapping it up. Just wrapping it up is just take care of yourself and enjoy. Like you said, like Mr. Phil said, enjoy the moment. Like Ms. Bradshaw said, learn to say no. Them have been major key points. I can't be everywhere for everybody, and so, because again, if I'm doing for everybody else, when it's time to do for me, I'm so tired. It's like, oh man, it's like, what do I do next? Or, so I try to set, for me, get the proper rest, keep your body hydrated, and set plan your day. Plan your day like our planning expert Pamela Howard would say. Set goals with Courtney Jacobs with CWC Health and Fitness Wellness Group companion. They would say set goals in your day to accomplish those things, and then move forward from there. So this is coming from your sunshine expert. Love yourself, take care of yourself, and be safe.
There you have it. And Akaya Canada said, hey, I made it. Athena, I made it. I made it. Happy Friday to you. So make sure you all also take a moment to vote for Akaya Canada. And she can put that in the comment section on how you can vote for her for urban hip hop female. I don't know if it's urban hip hop female artist of the year for 2022. So make sure you all take a moment and vote for her today. There'll be some links. Athena, make sure you put it too in the private chat so I can put it across all of the platforms. All right. Thank you so much for those tips, Athena. We appreciate you, our sunshine expert. Right after we come back after this commercial break, we're going to hear from our credit expert right now, Anisha Bradshaw, right after this.
It's not just another day. It's a brand new day, full of all the fun, love, and laughter you and your family create. Silver Shield Security understands feeling at home means feeling safe and happy. No credit checks, no contracts. We offer payment arrangements, and we'll even give you a free door camera. Find out how we can brighten your day even more at silvershield-security.com. Silver Shield Security.
All right, everyone, and we're back, and we're going to hear from Anisha Bradshaw. Let me put you up front and center. How are you today, Anisha, our credit?
I am good. Thank you so much for the opportunity again to be with you and these other beautiful experts on today's show. I'm excited. Everybody has new year, new goals, new them. But typically when in my industry is usually the same goals. People want to get into, new homes and they want to, make big moves. I know a lot of people over the last few years, the last couple of years with the pandemic have been starting businesses, and different things of that nature. So for me, I just been wanting to help a lot of people reach those goals. So while you're taking care of yourself, like Athena said, let's take care of your finances as well, because we know that can put a lot of stress on you and cause a lot of health issues as well. So one of the things that I want to share with you in the 2022 is that a lot of changes are being made. There's new acts being put out. There's new rules to applying for a mortgage and new credit levels to getting certain loans, and people are missing out opportunities to grow and fund their business through grants because they are not taking care of their finances. And by taking care of their finances, I mean, listen, if you're trying to get in a home, if you're trying to get any grants or do anything or funding, you're going to need to do your taxes. And if you look at what's going on, and if you stayed in the news or anything, you know that they haven't made really any changes since 1970 to the IRS. And that means that it's over 16,000 people per one employee that has to be dealt with. So they're still working on last year, 2020, one's taxes and stuff. So as of the end of December, so they still have 6 million people to help from prior years. So I would tell you, get ahead of the game, deal with your taxes, because if you're looking to get a mortgage, you're looking for loans, any of those things, you're going to end up needing to show your that you're current on all your taxes and those transcripts. So get ahead of the game with that. The other thing I want to tell you to do is get ahead of the game, making sure that your finances are in order. So if you're trying to build on your business credit or anything like that, get your personal credit in order. So that way, if you're building on it, and you have to be a personal guarantee, although there's ways not to be a personal guarantee, but if you had to be, which a lot of ways that's what people understand and know, then you want to have good personal credit so you're not getting denied, or so you're not getting just small lump sums when you can be have such large funding available to you. And then the other thing I want to share with you in regards to your personal credit, I know a lot of people are doing their own research out there, and I'm so happy and excited about that, because you want to be an educated consumer. But please, please be careful of what you're doing, because when you play around with your credit, you end up seeing your credit score go from where it was to dropping a lot lower. And it's because we think we know what we're doing. So I want to, be able to offer, as always, to your audience, Kim Jacob, the free credit consultation, so I can take a look at what's going on, and then I can give you that strategy on that free call of what you need to do next to maximize your credit score and to take care of your finances in general. And that has to do with savings, budgeting, and so much more. So these are some tips that I want to just get ahead and give you. And be careful. This is what I've been seeing a lot of. People are just really jumping to those quick fixes to their credit. Be careful of those, because quick fixes generally mean that your credit will plummet not too long thereafter. They're temporary. So I want to teach you how to, maintain that credit and get it up to score where it needs to be.
That's really, really good. So the free credit consultation that you're offering to the viewers, which is outstanding, how do they go about obtaining this free offer?
Yes, so I'll type it in the chat as well, so you can post it.
Okay.
But one of the ways, so I just sent it to you, but one of the ways that they can reach me is to go right on the website, www.inthemoment101.com, and you can book a credit consultation. Not only do we offer credit at In the Moment Financial Services, but we help people with their personal and business taxes, personal and business credit, and so much more. And all of our consultations are free for each service. So take advantage of that, because that's not really happening nowadays. And we really want to be able to help everybody that's out there. The other way that they can contact me, and I'll put that in the chat as well, is to call or text me by telephone. So the number is 610 610-222-6150, 610-222-6150. And you can call or text to let me know that you would like a free credit consultation, and someone will definitely be able to help you to book for that, or a free text consultation if you're like, I need to get ahead and get my things in order, or whatever the case may be. So if you're in a small business, you're taking care of your finances personally, whatever it may be, we are here to help you. Okay. Make sure you also follow my pages. So at Athena Bradshaw on all social media. The reason I say that is because I'm putting out tips and I'm putting out alerts. I'm putting out scam alerts that people aren't even aware of, so that way you can stay on top of it, because people are getting scammed by so many different things that they think affect their credit scores, and it's not. So stay on there. Put your notification alerts on for Athena Bradshaw on either Facebook or Instagram, so that way you can stay on top of the game. So as a credit professor, it's my job to keep you educated and informed.
Wow. Okay. So at Athena Bradshaw on all social media outlets, make sure you all stay connected with her. And for our podcast listeners too, make sure you know that you can reach her via phone at 610-222-6150. And it's Athena Bradshaw. And she's offering a free consultation. If you're watching and you're viewing today's episode, make sure you share it with a lot of folks. By the way, that way a lot of people watched it, right? So go ahead. I hope you shared it with lots and lots of people, so many people can get consultations. And make sure you book yours too right quick. You can also go to inthemoment101.com, inthemoment101.com to get your free consultation. So this is great information, Anisha. Let me ask you, and anybody else, if you have questions, feel free to pop them in the comment section, or you can unmute yourselves as a panelist and ask, how small of a business are you willing to work with? Because that's something that came to my mind the last time you were on. Does it have to be a set number?
Solo dolo. It only requires one. If you have an EIN number, or even if you're looking to start your LLC or get an EIN and don't know where to start, we actually help with that as well, because we want to see people flourish. It's time for us to create our Black Wall Street and come together and really be able to help one another. So even if it's starting your business, if you have any questions regarding your finances, getting more finances, investing, whatever, we are here from it. My story in the book that me and you got a chance to write, our anthology, our part of the anthology, I talked about going from Section 8 to commercial real estate. I went from being that Section 8 person to owning my first property, my first home during the pandemic, and only had to put $700 down as a down payment because of my credit score, to owning commercial property, event space, rental properties, and everything like that, because I am a mom. I want to leave my legacy really to be built upon. And so I was able to do that leveraging my credit score, and I want to do that for so many other people. That's why I'm so passionate about it.
And she's talking about this book, Rise Up, Women Who Lead, Building a Legacy. You can definitely get your copy from Athena Bradshaw, our credit expert today. She has copies ready and available to mail to you, okay? And we did a collaborative effort where it's over 30 of us as authors, it's 33 of us as authors in this particular anthology that's spearheaded by Dr. Nefertina Serrano, okay?
Yes, yes.
So you don't want to miss reading that book. It's incredible and life-changing, because it's talking about how people are leaving a legacy while we are still alive here on this earth. So it's important. All right. So this has been great. Okay. So my cousin Veronica said, awesome. And then I see another person that you have to identify yourself, but glad that you're on today. And then Akaya said that this is very helpful. I have always been hesitant about those quick fixes. And then Sean said, hey, let me get my offer too. Let me go ahead and get my offer up in there. So Sean will be giving you a call. The Black Wall Street, our sunshine expert, says, Dennis Spraggins asks a question. Can you answer it? How can your piggyback help someone else's credit? And is that a secured investment for the person lending it? And okay, so that's a bunch of, let's do one part at a time. Okay. you a trip, Dennis. You're gonna put a whole paragraph. I'm like, and a rum and baba.
Listen,
okay.
Great.
How can you piggyback help somebody else's credit? Answer that first.
Yes. So I want to make sure I understand it. So I know we use a lot of words when it comes to credit, and it looks like he's on leaning on the side of investments and everything like that. However, most times when people think piggyback, they think like authorized users or they're writing off of someone else's credit. And one thing, if you're talking about that, and if you're not, forgive me, but call me and I can definitely answer your question if you can have further there. But one thing about authorized users are piggyback off of someone else's credit. I actually just did my credit tip of the day on there. So if you watch my stories, it's there in detail as well. But one thing I have to say about that is it can be a good thing, but most likely than not, it's not going to be a great thing for a couple of reasons. One is you are getting that person's history and their future history that they'll be building. So what happens is if they ever made a late payment, you get on as an authorized user, now you have a late payment reporting. And one late payment just one time can bring your credit score down 50 to 100 points. The higher the credit score, the larger the drop. So if you're getting somebody paying late and you're like, I didn't even do it, well, it's like you did. The other thing is if they carry a high balance on a credit card, depending on how high it is, can bring your credit score down upwards of 200 points from having a high credit card balance. So I see you, Sean, book that appointment. So it won't be no surprises. But what happens is you want to be able to not have somebody using their credit, messing up their own credit, and now it's messing up yours too. The other thing is people think they need to use that to get a loan, right? You're going to get a mortgage. I'm going to get an authorized user. And it's really used as a temporary suggestion. So that way you can start building on your credit. So if you're newer, and grandma has this credit card for over 15 years, is in good standing, large balance, been open for a long time, then go for it, right? But most likely that's not the case. Most people don't have that history throughout that time that they need, that's positive history that's reflecting. Right. The other things, when you keep it on there, and somebody decides to take you off, your credit score plummets lower than it was when it started. And when it comes to getting that mortgage, if you are building your credit off of someone else's credit, they know it. They can see it. It's a red flag for them. And it's looked as if you don't have any credit at all. So you're not really doing yourself justice by doing it. So I like to teach people how to not do quick fixes, but let's really build your own personal credit for the long haul and able to maintain that.
Wow, that is really a great answer. Any more questions? Feel free to go ahead and pop them in the comment section. That was a great question, Dennis, and hopefully that was the answer I needed anyway.
Miss Bradshaw, I want to ask a question because
yes.
I did a workshop, I want to say last October, with some executives from Chase, and they were working with students to get their credit better. And this is one of the areas that they spoke about. And so the presenter made a comment that her VP added on his 6-year-old son, right, to his credit cards to get him to an 800 credit score. I'm like, at 6 years old, but I understand it's going to keep building. So I wanted you to now talk about that just a little bit. When you say that they, being the credit bureaus, can look to see that you're an authorized user and this is not actually your credit. Talk a little bit about that, because I know so many people are paying people for trade lines, as some people would call these.
Yes. So let me make a correction. It's not the credit bureaus can identify if it's yours or not yours. They can, but that's not the issue. What happens is the lenders that are looking at your credit profile to approve you, they're the ones that say approved or denied. And when those lenders look and they say denied, you have to look at those reasons why it's being denied. And sometimes it's not your credit. You don't have enough credit built. Because they know that you are an authorized user on someone else's credit. So like I said, it's a temporary fix. So whether somebody decides that they're 6 years old and putting them on the credit card, or they put them at 16 or 18 or whatever the case may be, they'll get all of that history. Okay. At any given point, at any given time. So you don't have to do it at 6 years old. That's number one. Number two, that's a personal thing if that's what you want to do. Right. Number two is you when that reports, it's the same thing. If he was to get a home, they're going to look at, hey, it's really in daddy's name and everything. He should be building up his own credit. So that means that, say for instance, he goes out on his own. His dad never put him on the credit card or anything like that. Then that he goes out and says, okay, I'm going to apply for my first credit card. And maybe he'll get a secure credit card. Maybe it's a lower balance, whatever the case may be. right? But say that his dad does put it on, and he has an 800 credit score because of that, and the balance, let's just say, is $50,000 on that credit card. Well, now I would say that's a really great thing. It has all positive history on there, because now he's going to use that temporarily, not staying on there forever, but temporarily to boost up the opportunities that he has to build on his own credit. So maybe now he'll apply straight for the American Express if he knows how to use it properly and been educated.
That's good.
And getting $50,000 minimum as his credit limit versus a secured credit card, which is his own money, at $500. And now that 30% capacity that he's allowed to use up to, he could probably purchase a whole new car on the credit card if he wanted to. So, or do a bunch of different other things, investments and so many other things that open doors and opportunities. So it's a good temporary fix if someone's trying to build on their credit at that moment.
Well, Dennis also said that it fixes the credit problem for us.
Yes, I'm not sure which part he's talking about, but that's what we want to do. The authorized user doesn't necessarily fix the credit problem. It helps you to catapult temporarily. It's like kind of like a temporary boost, if you will, to go out and get anything.
So like his comment, I think he's saying is like, how about if it's without giving them the person a card?
Yes, you can give an authorized user. So most times I always recommend, if you're going to have an authorized user, they don't get a card. Because that means that they don't have good credit themselves. This means they don't know how to use it well. So it's not my recommendation to give a card to the person who is trying to build up their credit, and then whatever they do on that card is a reflection of you. So I would typically say that you do not have to, and most people don't give the authorized user a credit card. They just give their rights to having a report on their credit report. So that's
good. Sean, did you get your question answered?
I did. Thank you so much.
Okay, Athena,
you are very welcome.
I do. I have a question. So how long should you allow a credit card to be open and used, Ms. Bradshaw? So if you're only using it for, if you're using it safely, like for gas and things like that, and paying the balance off right off, how long do you allow that credit card to stay open before, if you just wanted to close it and move forward?
Okay, so that's like a 4 or 5 part question. I'm
sorry.
No, it's fine. Don't be sorry. I just want to make sure you understand. Like I'm going to break it up for you. So number one, safely. We got to make sure we know what safely means. Safely means that you're staying under that 30%, preferably under 10%. 30% maintains your credit, 10% builds it. So 10% of your credit limit. So let's talk about that. You have $1,000 credit card. 30% is $300. 10% is $100. And you want to stay under that. You don't want to go 301 if your credit, your 30% is $300, because that'll start bringing your credit score down, like we talked about. Okay, that's safely using your credit card. There. Number 2 is, I want you to understand that it depends if you're talking about a secure credit card and a regular credit card. I never am in a business of telling someone to close a credit card, period. I suggest people, when you get a secure credit card, get a secure credit card that will turn into an unsecured credit card if you use it the right way. So that way you never have to close it. You get your money back that you put into the credit card and everything like that. And now it is a regular credit card that you can use everywhere. That's number 1. Number 2, you never want to close it, because as you're using a credit card to build, right? You cannot have a good credit score, meaning that you're in the 700 plus club, unless you have a credit card and you have a mix of accounts. Okay, all credit cards are not equal, but that's why I have the consultations to determine which ones are the right ones for you and which ones can you handle right now as you're working and building. Now, what happens is, when you get that credit card, you want to keep it open, because the moment that you close it, if you had it for 3 years, 5 years, 15 years, and you're like, you know what, I'm just going to close it, I'm going to stop using it, that means they'll close it on you for non-usage, then all that positive credit history you took to build it goes away. And your credit score more than likely is going to go down. So never, ever close it. But never, ever open department store credit cards, because that means that you have to use it every 9 to 12 months so they don't close it. So if you do have a department store credit card and you've been building that for the longest, which many of us do, because 18 years old, that's what you go out for, right? Your favorite store, you get a credit card. Don't close it. Number 1, you have to realize that some of those credit cards, like Macy's, right? I got Macy's. I didn't know any better. I wasn't the credit expert when I was 18 years old. And I have the same credit card, but it turned into an American Express that I can use anywhere because of the long-standing and good positive history that I had with it. So don't assume that because you have them, they won't turn into regular ones. You can also take a look at it. You can call them and find out if you can turn it into a regular credit card that can use anywhere. And then number two, you want to make sure that if you do have it open, use it for Christmas. If you know Christmas is coming, and you got like a Macy's card, just say, hey, I'm going to Macy's. You don't have to spend the whole limit or even your 30% or 10%. You can put $10 on it and spend the rest in cash. That person's gift is bought. You use the card and they won't close it out as well. So learn the tips and tricks to benefit you so that way your credit is going to stay long. So no, I do not recommend closing it at all. Excellent. That's the quick answer in short.
Thank you.
Excellent.
You are welcome. Book your appointment, ladies.
Yes,
book your appointment, I promise.
Book.
Yeah, this is some good. You got 3 clients right here. I need to book mine too, so I haven't forgotten.
I know that's right.
I need this as well. But this is excellent. So thank you so much. I feel like it was extremely great information that we can all use in our personal lives and in our business lives. So, Mr. Phil Walters. I know I'm saving Sean, you my bestie, so I'm saving you for last today. I wouldn't normally I put you, in the middle of the mix or whatever, but I gotta say you for last today because I know you're gonna be dropping all this stuff about politics and all this stuff. I know we get ready to go there. Anyway, Phil Walters, listen, I want to make sure that I thank you first of all for being here on the Kim Jacobs Show, and I want to know what you have for us today. Oh, you know what? I think I have you muted over here. Let me unmute you. I'm unmuting you. How are you, Mr. Phil Walters? Tell us what you have for us today. I know your honey boo is somewhere nearby, your wife, beautiful wife. And just so y'all know, Phil Walters is blind. Him and his wife are both blind. And they are incredible dynamic duo. And Mr. Phil Walters is one of our vision experts right here on the Kim Jacobs Show. So, Phil, I love when you come on and talk to us, and I love when you come on and perform as well. What do you have for us today?
Well, I did. As you see, I'm prepared to perform, but you let me know what order you want things to go in. And if you want me to do a song now or drop a word now, or it's Freestyle Friday. So
it's Freestyle Friday, Phil. So here's the thing. You can do it any way you feeling like down in your spirit, man. So whatever works for you, let's do it that way.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do the song first and see how time. I've just been enjoying everyone. I tell you what, awesome nuggets. I just been absorbing it. So I'm gonna.
While he's putting his headphones on, don't forget to book your free credit consultation at inthemoment101.com and contact her at 610-222-6150 to book your appointment. All right.
Yeah.
Get them headphones on, Mr. Phil. Tell us.
Yeah, so this song is called Stronger Than I've Ever Been. And I wrote this song as it was inspired to me by God. If you ever been through something and made it through, and you know that it would not have been possible without God, you're elevated. And it's nothing better than giving God the praise, the honor, and glory for our advancements. And I know this day I can say I'm stronger than I've ever been because of God. And I know I'm not the only one who can testify to that. So this song is a song that I wrote, and I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you enjoy it. So let me get queued up here. All right.
And Honey D said, hey, Kim, I hope you're doing well. That's his wife. Hey, Honey D.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I've been redeemed. I've been made new because of your power. I'm stronger than I've ever been. I've been redeemed. I've been made new because of your power. I'm stronger than I've ever been. I've been redeemed. I've been made new because of your power. I'm stronger than I've ever been, ever been. Listen. Like a tree drawn to the sun, I reach for you. Like the moon shines bright at night, your light is true, yeah. Like an ocean breeze in June, so fresh and clear. May the wind carry my praise to your ears. I've been redeemed. I've been made new because of your power. I'm stronger than I've ever been, ever been. I've been redeemed. I've been made new because of your power. I'm stronger than I've ever been, ever been. I've been redeemed. Anybody been redeemed?
Yes.
I've been made new because of your power. I'm stronger than I've ever been, ever been.
Thank you, Lord.
Like a tree drawn to the sun, I reach for you, Lord. Like the moon shines bright at night, your light is true. Like an ocean breeze in June, so fresh and clear. May the wind carry my praise to your ear. Hallelujah. My Lord, yeah. I'm so grateful. You're giving me so much, Lord. Grace, mercy, love, kindness, deliverance, redemption. Sing. Let's praise him. Hallelujah.
Wow.
To me, grace and mercy, love, Lord, kindness, deliverance, redemption on you gave to me. Grace, Lord, mercy, love, Lord, kindness, deliverance, redemption on you gave your love, grace and
My God.
mercy, love and kindness, deliverance, redemption on you gave to me. Grace and mercy. Lord, I thank you. Oh, I love you. Oh, yeah. I've been redeemed.
Wow.
I've been made new because of your power. I'm stronger than I've ever been, ever been.
Wow.
Yeah.
My God. My God. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Because of your power, Lord, I'm stronger than I've ever
Yes, Lord.
been. You've given me kindness, deliverance, redemption.
Yes, Lord.
You've given me so much, Lord. These are just such profound words. Thank you so much, Phil Walters,
Thank you,
for performing that song. Honey D says, sang one of my favorite songs. And she said, yes, hallelujah. And she said, I love you, hubby. I love you. And our sunshine expert is walking in your new light, walking in that new wind. Phil Walters performing Akaya Canada said, I have been redeemed. Yes, I'm stronger. Thank you all to all of our family and friends that have joined the show. Yes, hallelujah.
Yes.
Dennis said, whoop, whoop. Sang, such a beautiful song, Anisha said. So many of you are commenting. We thank you so much for being in the virtual studio audience today. Phil Walters, we thank you for that performance. And as we go to our commercial break, what's a tip that you want people to hear today?
Oh my gosh. Just keep pressing towards the mark of the high calling of God. This is, I know I'm not the only one that feel it. This is a awesome time. I know with all the stuff that's going on in the world, weapons of mass distraction, it's causing us to not focus on the prize. We serve the same God yesterday, today, and forevermore. So listen, stay encouraged, stay strong, keep your head up and your faith strong.
Yes, y'all. You're hearing it right here from experts just dropping knowledge on the Kim Jacobs Show. If you're not blessed on Freestyle Friday, I don't know what day you're going to be blessed, because you have some great information that's being shared right through these wonderful experts. Thank you so much, Phil Walters. I'll be putting up everyone's contact information as well at the end of this broadcast, so make sure you stay put for that. Sean Hall, again, my bestie, and she is definitely a wonderful person, a mom, a wife, an expert in her own right, dealing with grants and education and scholarships. I know my son has received over $20,000 in scholarships just through her efforts alone. And so I just want to make sure that I publicly say that just because you have a friend doesn't mean that they can go to bat for you at the level that she's gone to for our son. And that has made a tremendous difference in his educational journey. But she's a hard taskmaster. So what she tells him to do, he gets it done, and he gets it done by the deadline. And so that's something that does make a difference. But Sean Hall, allroadseducation.com. I want to make sure that you all get to hear from her. She's also political. She dibbles and dabbles and a lot to do with politics. So when we come back, we're going to hear from my bestie, Sean Hall. Thank you for being here, Sean.
Thank you for having me, Kim.
All right, everybody. Right after this commercial break, we're going to hear from Sean Hall.
I'm attorney Charles Everidge. I started out representing insurance companies until my father was seriously injured at work. 4 of his fingers were amputated. Our family went through a lot, so I know what you're going through as an injured worker. If you've been hurt on the job, call me now. I'll fight to get the workers' comp benefits you may deserve. I'll fight for you like family. Put my experience to work for you. Call 704-457-5000, the first call for injured workers.
All right, and we are back with my friend Sean Hall. I'm going to put you front and center, Sean, and talk to us today. Tell us what you got for us.
All right. First, I'm honored to be back on Freestyle Friday.
You don't be going that long no more. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Listen. Let me tell you something. This is the season of do. Right? Oh, y'all, let me just go on into that. Do, right? I know what you're thinking, but let me adjust your thinking. D-O, like what you have to do. And if you're questioning what should I do the last thing that God told you to do that you didn't do. Because you're looking at somebody else's plate, seeing how they're eating. Meanwhile, your own food is getting cold. Okay? That's the first do. The second do is D-U-E, what you are owed. If you will ever do what your D-O supposed to do, you can receive your D-U-E. It's time. So that's why I've had to be away for a while, because I'm doing the do and the do. And so I believe in this season, it's due season. I'm about to pop off and get some things that I'm entitled to, and so are you. Now, part of the way that we're going to get that as a community is staying involved and engaged. I'm a political scientist. I went to school for political science. I love it. I eat, breathe, sleep it. Some people, you're unaffected. You're not engaged. And last night, as I was watching the story of Emmett Till, the dramatization, and the young woman who was playing Mamie Till Mobley is doing a fantastic job.
Yes, she is. Yes.
She said some things that resonated with me here in 2022, and I hope it will catch you in the right way as well. She said that she used to think that what happened to Negroes down South didn't bother her, right? But whatever impacts one person, we had better be about the business of making it our collective business.
Everybody.
It's not about what happens to the person who is poor and disenfranchised, and you're thinking it's not you, because tomorrow it can be you.
Yes.
COVID has been a great equalizer. Yes, it has. Now, I'm not giving it more power than my God. Get it straight. But it has equalized some things. And if you will work what you're supposed to work, you can have some things. But you have to understand there are forces that oppose us every single day. Now, those of us who ascribe to Christianity, you may see it as the enemy being the devil who opposes the things of God. And I'm just going to go ahead and preach for just 2 seconds. Just roll with me. God and the devil are not equal. God does not have an equal. He has no rival. Satan was a created being. The universe was created. So for everybody popping off, giving it up to the universe, you're mistaken. Go repent. Go talk to Jesus about it, because God created it all. And so there are forces that are at odds with that want God to be their equal, that want to rival God, but you can't. You can't. Anytime you got to go ask somebody for permission to do something, you're not in charge. You're not the boss you think you are. Okay? So with that, there's so much going on. We just saw the Supreme Court strike down the vaccine mandate, right, for federal government. And so the federal government is not going to be able to impose a vaccine mandate at work. And there are people all around like, hallelujah, prayer works. And it does. And it does. And I'm not mad about that. What we have to see, though, is the duality on the court, because what the Supreme Court said is this administration doesn't get to tell people what to do with their bodies. They don't, because what I just realized is Texas passed an abortion law and said that women can't have abortions. Mm-hmm. Well, and the Supreme Court affirmed it. So now the last time I looked, abortions are not killing people. Well, yeah, they are. So let me not go there. Abortions can be seen as a personal choice as to what somebody does or they don't do. COVID is not necessarily that way. Most of us, if we're in our right minds, you're not going to choose to have COVID. You're not going to be around people who have COVID. But here, the way people are moving, we don't even know. People don't even have the couth to want to wear a mask to protect themselves, let alone protect you. And then we're finding that jobs don't have the couth to care about people, because they're saying, even if you're in healthcare, baby, if you're asymptomatic, meaning you don't have any symptoms, come on in here in this good hospital with your COVID and help other people who have COVID, and you could be spreading it to them. What in the whole ham sandwich is going on? What's going on is we're not paying attention. We're not getting involved. This is 2022. And for those who know, this is going to be an election year. Right? It means that you are not the national. We're not voting for the president, but you're voting for the people who make a difference in your everyday life. Mm-hmm. Your congressmen, they're only there every 2 years. Every 2 senators, every 6 years. So we see that there are some issues going on where people who participated in the insurrection on January 6, 2021, now have gone hard after other people, especially with school boards that have the control over what your young children learn. And for people looking, we don't want critical race theory. Don't worry about it. Half of you don't even know what it is to oppose it. That's one. Number two, you don't get critical race theory unless you're in law school. Some people ain't even got out of high school. So don't worry. You're not going to have it impact you. But what you're finding out is that the same people who participated in the murders of people like Medgar Evers, like an Emmett Till, they're the same people who don't want their grandchildren to learn about what they participated in. You have to learn your history. Right. This is a critical time for us to take a page out of the book of our Jewish brothers and sisters who's decreed, never let them forget. And they don't. They don't ever let you forget that the Holocaust happened. But there are people here in America who look just like you and me, who don't ever want to remember slavery. But you got to understand the game has changed. Did you know that as recently as 2009, there were still people in Mississippi working on plantations as slaves? Did you know that? Do you know that there are people who don't have the means to control where they live, what they do in these United States? So we have got to get on board of everybody else's business. I know people say, mind your business. But other people's business impacts yours. That's yours. True. So get into these current events. I don't care if you get on Twitter and you stay there for 5 or 10 minutes. You have to know what's going on. Get yourself registered to vote, and vote, not just for your senator, but vote for your county commissioner. Those are the ones deciding what funds come into your district, into where you live. They decide whether or not you're going to have minority efforts. Everyone's talking about being able to get your credit together so that you can apply for some grants and whatnot. You may not even be eligible because of how they're voting in your county. Hold these people accountable. Just like you're having to vote for everybody else, you better start reading the records of some of these judges, because we're talking about mass incarceration, and it happens right in our local jails. People that you're putting back on the bench who do not live in your community, haven't seen anybody who looks like you, and they are not adhering to the fact that we are innocent until proven guilty. No, because if you look like us, you're guilty off the bat. And now we have to prove our innocence, and you're going to stay in jail until you do. So that's on the current events. I'm going to shift a little bit and talk about scholarships. Parents, this is the time. Many of you, you've got kids in the class of 2022. Miss Sean, I'm looking for money. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're looking for somebody to do the work for you. You're looking for somebody to tell you where your kid can get the money, but you haven't done the basics. Are you checking on Canvas to see what your kids' grades are, Power School? Do you know? Are you looking at the North Carolina Department of Public Instruction's website to find out what do you need to graduate to go on to a 4-year college in the state of North Carolina? Because you can graduate but not be able to go to a 4-year college in the state of North Carolina. Did you know that? Well, what would be the difference, Sean? I'm glad you asked. It's about the courses that you take or that you don't take. The state mandates that there are specific classes that your child has. And if you don't have them, yeah, your kid is going to graduate, but they're not going to be able to go to North Carolina A&T State University or North Carolina Central University or North Carolina State University. That won't happen. That's not the counselor's job, mom or dad. It's your job. It's your job. You're looking for scholarship money. It's out there every single day. Tip number 1, you're on Facebook, type in hashtag, which is the pound symbol, y'all. Hashtag scholarship, or change it up for scholarships, plural. Look to see what comes up. And then when you see it, go ahead and get on those links so that you have that information. The scholarships are there. The money is there, but it starts with your child's grades. It starts with community service. And if you haven't done community service, I'm going to tell you right now, this is a great plug for you to jump in with Gabe's Heart Foundation. They are always out there rendering community service. That woman right there, over there, wait, over there, how on the point? There? Yeah, here. That's Kim Jacobs. She is the executive director and founder of Gabe's Heart Foundation, and they always are out here helping the community. Get involved. Call her to find out, hey, what can we do? Get your organizations. If you've got a youth group at your church, everybody can do this at one time. You can pitch ideas to Kim. You want to do coat drives? Let me just go ahead and tell you what's needed right now. People need coats because they don't have them. People need food because they don't have it. Sean, they can go to the food bank. Let me help you how that works, right? You go to the food bank and you have to have already been signed up with social services. See? And if you're not signed up with social services, you're not going to be able to get that food from that food bank. You didn't know that, did you? You know now. So we need to have our own food banks where we don't have that kind of stringent criteria because people are hungry. Prices of food are out the roof. People can't afford it. But these are some simple ways that your children and you are able to help others and help yourself build your resume to get those college scholarships. Do not wait until you get admitted to college to look for scholarships. That's backwards. That's not the way we do it. You apply for any and every scholarship that comes up right now while you're waiting to get into school. Then once you get into school, if the school that you put down on that particular scholarship is not the one that you're going to attend, you simply make an adjustment. But you have to make moves. You have to do it now. So remember that this is the season of do.
Wow. Okay. And y'all see why we want my bestie to come on? I'm like, come on, Sean. Come on, Sean. She's like, not today, Kim. Now. I'm like, when is it going to happen?
We missed you.
And the thing is, you know what? I had Rachel send me all these links about different things that was going on in the world. And I was like, because Sean gonna be talking about some of that stuff. And of course, today you didn't talk about any of that. You talked about some other stuff, but the stuff with Prince Andrews and all, Andrew and all of this stuff with him with the military and being stripped of his title.
Well, let's talk about that right quick, because let's take it back. We in America are in love with the royals, right? But we broke away so that we wouldn't have a monarchy, but we still love them. We want to know what they do. Now, y'all can say what you want to. You can inbox me. We can do it because I'm here for it. I know you like to tussle a little, and so do I. So what we look at when we see Prince Andrew, who was very good friends with Jeffrey Epstein, who was the child trafficker, who they say died in jail. He ain't died. They killed that man so he wouldn't tell, because dead men tell no tales. Now, Andrew has been accused of having sex with an underage young woman. She's not underage anymore. She's grown. And I know some of y'all saying, well, why didn't she say something before? The reason why people who have been abused do not come forth is for this reason, because people like others, not y'all, not your Kim Jacobs watchers, you judge. And you say, well, why didn't they say before? Because there's a fear of not being believed. It's a fear of being re-victimized, of having to tell the tale again and again and again, hopefully so somebody else will believe you. And for some people, their mental health, as we talked about earlier, people don't want to do that. And this woman probably didn't come forth because she didn't know if she would be believed, but she's talking now and she's got the receipts. So much so that the court said, guess what, bruh? Just because you're royal, you get ready to come to trial. Well, now that caused a big uproar with the Queen because of how they treated Meghan Markle and Harry. Remember when they wanted to step back from their royal duties and they dragged them and they said that Meghan Markle was bringing the whole royals down and that they couldn't have their titles. Not even their children get the title of being prince and princess. Very tacky. But nonetheless, Prince Andrew has been stripped of his royal patronage, of his titles, and he will have to defend this case not as a royal, as a personal private citizen. So keep watching.
I mean, I pray that everything, my whole philosophy is that I pray for everybody. So I really wish a lot of stuff would happen.
If you did it, if you are a child trafficker, I want to be very honest and transparent, because I have been a victim and conqueror of sexual abuse and molestation. I don't necessarily have the sympathy for traffickers. You are stealing a child's innocence for your own financial gain. And for that, I cannot abide by it. For that, I have no sympathy. For that, you should go to jail and be up under it. And I don't care how long ago it's been, because there's no excuse for that. There is no statute of limitation for rape. There is none. So am I praying about the situation? Praying you go your butt straight to jail and that's it and that's that, but that's my own personal opinion.
Well, I mean, and justice is going to be served. We know that justice is going to be served in every regard. So whether we pray for a person or not doesn't matter sometimes in that regard, other than that maybe God will have some mercy in that particular scenario that they're going to have to ultimately deal with. So I understand, and I thank you for sharing your wisdom on that particular topic. Now listen, we're getting ready to close out. But I want to make sure that I close out by saying happy birthday to someone that's very near and dear to me. And that is my Aunt Sadie. So I just want to say happy birthday to you, Aunt Sadie. I put up a bunch of different images here. You're my auntie, and I'm so blessed to have you as a part of my family. May your day be filled with everything and everyone that you love. So happy birthday to you. Yay. And everybody take a moment today. I had found this image online, but I had to add the word aunt because she don't play me saying Sadie. So I couldn't say Sadie. So there you are, my beautiful Aunt Sadie. And she looked good for her age. Look at this woman. She looks amazing. You have no idea. I promise you, she does not look the age that she actually is. And so today, happy birthday to you. And Phil Walters is going to sing a quick happy birthday song. And we're going to go ahead and close out today. Sean, thank you for being our expert. Sing happy birthday, Phil, to my Aunt Sadie.
All right. Happy birthday to you. We're going to do it like this, y'all. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, Aunt Sadie.
Happy birthday,
Thank you,
Aunt
Phil
Sadie.
Walters. Everybody, listen, I will make sure I pop their contact information up again. Have a great rest of your weekend. And we will see you guys again right here Monday morning at 11 o'clock a.m. We're going to be talking about entrepreneurship. So you want to be in the house. Have a great one, everybody. And I'll talk with you Monday. Thank you, experts.
Bye.
Hello, everyone. I'm Kim Jacobs, host of The Kim Jacobs Show, where we're bringing balance to the world one household at a time. Listen, we go live every weekday, Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I bring guests on that talk about their backstories, things that they've had to overcome to become who they are today. Many of them are balancing and juggling life, and they've become experts in different fields. So they're sharing tips with you to make your life just a little bit easier. Many times as a guest in the studio audience, you'll get a chance to walk away with a missing piece of the puzzle that might be missing in your life. Let's go on this journey together, and I look forward to seeing you Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on The Kim Jacobs Show.